Hagon here. Some of those aren't true. I'm Rich Hagon, it turns out.
And I'm Matthias Marin.
You are Matthias Marin. That's a good start. So I'm David Reyes, apparently. I'm not.
That's your new name.
I'm really not. Hello, everyone. Great to have you with us here at Grand Prix Santiago. I apologize. I don't speak any Spanish. I speak very few words. Like, I know that perdida means lost, because I went to see Gone Girl yesterday, and I know that side events is Los Eventos Paralelos, or something like that. And that's about it. So it's going to be English this round for a little bit anyway, while I'm here. So I've been doing text coverage this round and throughout the weekend, so I've just popped in, and it's great to be with you guys here on the coverage. So, hi.
Hi. How has been this tournament? How do you like it?
Fantastic. I love tournaments where you get a sense of where everyone is in the room. You can see the top table shifting round by round, and you can see what's there. You know, sometimes when you have a 2,000 player tournament, you have this thing where until halfway through day 2, you don't really have a sense of the tournament as a whole. But here, really early, you can see what's going on. You can see what decks are coming to the top tables. I've had a fantastic day. It's been really, really good.
Oh, that's awesome. We're seeing a lot of. I was around the top tables last round, and I saw a lot of Peruvians over there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
really,
I was.
They're doing really good.
Yeah, I was doing the feature matches each round, and I think we're down to 12 players who have a perfect record. And there are 2 Chileans. There's Christian Stone, and we're going to see the other 6-0 Chilean player this round, I think. So
that's awesome. Christian Stone is on mono red. That's
is
amazing.
he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Right.
Last year, the only 9-0 player we had was another mono red. So I hope he's trying to get this title in.
We'll see what happens with that then. So the fact that I'm here means that the players are getting ready because I picked the feature matches. So I know they're out there, so you won't have long to wait. Yeah, very interesting. There's obviously a ton of Sarkhan out there, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker. But I'm preparing a piece about Planeswalkers, and it was really interesting to me how many there were out there. So, you know, I saw Kiora, I saw Nissa Worldwaker, I saw lots of Ajani Mentor of Heroes.
Ajani's really, really good.
Ajani, yeah, everything. All right, good news. We're ready for some magic, so why don't we head down, and here we are. We've got Daniel Gaete on the left of your screen against Diego Fernandes Ferraz of Brazil on the right, although he's wearing an Argentina football shirt.
I think that's a lost bet.
Do you reckon?
I can
see that.
Yeah, this is a normal custom here around Latin America.
Oh, you make them wear the wrong shirt?
the wrong shirts because
that's awesome.
they hate that. People hate to
yeah, I get
use
that. By the way, I love the playmats here. I think the playmats you've got here are really nice.
Those are from the organizer.
Yeah, and they're from quite a long time ago. I believe like Nationals 2003, something like that. A long time ago.
Yeah, Daniel Gaete it appears to be in mono red.
Okay.
As I saw 2 mountains, so he's probably in mono red. I don't know what Diego is in. And there's a card over there. That's weird. I don't know if it's a sleeve or it's a card. Probably it's a torn sleeve. I think. Oh, another torn sleeve.
Ah.
Okay, that's an.
Well, they'll sort it.
That's normal. When you have some torn sleeves, and here we'll have to shuffle again.
Yeah, so on the back table we have Javier Vargas up against Bruno Azor, and I think that's like a Peru against Brazil matchup.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, Peruvians doing really well.
Peruvians did really well last year also.
Yeah. All right, so hopefully we're going to get an actual pile of cards going into hand for Diego Fernandes of Brazil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only, of course. So mulligan away, and let's see whether we're ready to rock and roll here in round 7 of Grand Prix Santiago, Chile 2014.
It appears that Diego is in blue-black control.
Well, I'm a big fan of that, so we go straight away with a Crackland, fetch up, and there we see a Swamp, one of the John Avon full art.
Sandigard lands are really, really pretty.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they're amazing. Some of my favorites.
So blue-black control's been quite an interesting deck in Standard over the last few weeks, in that even Flock obviously made the top 8 of the Pro Tour. Meanwhile, we'll come back to that because we are straight in to let's take a look at your hand action. And as you say, it is indeed mono red. Just a single land there. We've got a couple of dragon mantles. Is that a monastery coordinated assault, maybe?
No, this is a monastery Aggro and hoplite.
Okay.
Monastery Swift Spear.
And then we've got lightning strike up the top there, you see. And of course, Diego writing it all down. Very important that. Don't rely on your memory. Right? Just
memory
always write
lies.
it down.
Memory lies a lot.
Sometimes memory lies, absolutely. But once you got it written down, you know exactly where you are.
So
And you'll probably see him just knock them off as each one is played.
what do you think he takes? The Monastery Swift Spear is the biggest damage input, or the Aggro and hoplite?
Yeah, I guess it's the Swift Spear, but we'll see.
No, he wants the hoplite.
Okay. So, yeah, as we were saying, the blue-black control deck, Flock abandoned that deck after the Pro Tour. Stanislav Sivka, who also played it, didn't come to GP Los Angeles the week later. They both went on to green-black Doomweight Giant Enchantress, essentially.
It's a really good deck, that.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard to beat in a lot of ways. As we see land number 2 for Fernandes. Here we go. In comes the Monastery Swift Spear. Hit you. Frenzied Goblin is up next. And I would like to put a Dragon Mantle on that. Is that okay? It is okay.
Dragon Mantle, a very big piece of these mono red decks.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that you think surely it's a limited card, really, but certainly found a home in Constructed. But then a lot of the cards in mono red you feel are limited cards, like Frenzied Goblin, Foundry Street Denizen. I mean, Lightning Strike, fair enough. We can accept 3 damage for 2 mana at Constructed level, even though historically we've had Lightning Bolt for just 1 mana. But there's a lot of yeah, indeed.
A very limited card.
There's a lot of ordinary cards in the red deck, but that's what Synergy's all about.
Now, Daniel has a really good some choices to do, because he can play the Dragon Mantle now to give his Swift Spear +1/+1 because of prowess.
Yep.
But now, he really doesn't. He's just attacking and pumping.
Pump, and
he's
do we see anything with the last one?
He's making Diego react because he doesn't have any dual lands around the table. So if he fetches for a swamp, he's forced to Hero's Downfall. And he fetches for and he can't cast Dissolve. If he fetches for an island, he can cast Dissolve but can't cast Hero's Downfall.
Yep.
So he's forcing him to choose if do you want Dissolve or do you want Hero's Downfall.
Yeah.
And Diego is going to go for the Hero's Downfall now.
Yep. Time walk you, get rid of 2 mountains, pump, nothing happened. Yeah, that's a good turn for Diego.
Wow, Fire Drinker sated. You don't see that coming around anymore.
No, I've seen a few lists with that around, but not a ton. So we go straight back. No 4th land for Diego Fernandes. That's not good. Here's another Dragon Mantle. Let's trigger the prowess on Monastery Swift Spear.
And now what I said comes around. Diego can't cast both of his Dissolves. And that disdainful stroke in his hand is going to be there forever. Yep.
Yeah, that's a super late game card.
And Daniel is coming a really good pressure. He's applying really good pressure here.
Yeah, this is we're already, although Diego Fernandes is at 15, he's actually very close to dead in the sense of even if he so here's a land, but it's a temple, so there's still no dissolve available. But even if he had a dissolve available, he gets hit, then casts a dissolve. He gets hit again potentially. He's in big trouble. Down to 11 now, as we see the score updating for us.
And Daniel has like 11 points of burn, of just a straight burn.
this one's clearly done. You can't stumble on mana in the blue-black control match. This is going to be very straightforward, 1-0. And of course, Diego did mulligan to 6, so some circumstances, but nonetheless, right now, this is where you want the board to be wiped. I mean,
I think this is one of the weaknesses of the blue-black control, the lack of a sweeper, of a straight good sweeper.
Well, it's not just that, it's also that, like, you could argue for things like Drown in Sorrow as being, you know, perfectly viable, and there are things like Bile Blight running around, but Drown in Sorrow, the trouble with it is that you're looking at then only 2 mana spare afterwards, and that doesn't let you cast Dissolve. It doesn't let you do a lot of things, and yeah, it's the cost of things. I was looking at Death Frenzy, the 5 mana, 3 green black, -2/-2, and when you think that Pyroclasm cost 1 and a red for what is essentially the same effect, I know you're getting a bit of life, but fundamentally, you know, there are a lot of costs on these things.
Yeah, that's because that's part of the black side of Magic.
Yep.
They have their own other cost for their spells. So this is a hammer hand just for the prowess and the +1/+1.
Yep.
And Diego is almost. It looks like he's dead. With the Titan Strength and the prowess, he's just dead.
Yeah, sweep up the permanents. Yeah, that was over a long time before it actually died. But 1-0 to Daniel Gaete, and we move on to sideboarding here in round 7 of Grand Prix Santiago.
We are waiting for the deck list. I asked to a judge.
Uh-huh.
They're not collaborating that much with the deck list today.
Well, they've been very quick. We're only 7 minutes into the round, and it's 1-0, so players will get into the business of sideboarding.
About sideboarding, what kind of cards do you think Diego will need in an overall sense?
See, that's my question for you.
That's
I'm the play-by-play guy, you see.
Okay.
I need to have an expert with me. Because as everyone at home knows, I know nothing about Magic.
Okay, I think Diego has to have like 3 or 4 Drowning Sorrow if they are not main deck.
Sure.
He needs Drowning Sorrow. He needs to cut Dissolve. Cards like Dissolve and Disdainful Stroke. Disdainful Stroke is dead in this matchup. And also, the blue-black control decks have like his only sweeper is a Perilous Bolt. And Perilous Bolt is really, really slow.
The slowest thing in the world ever.
Yeah, and you see in the screen, he's taking out a Pearl Ancient. He's taking like 10 cards out. That's amazing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, a mono red deck is relatively easy to sideboard against. It's not like it has a narrow class of permanents. Fundamentally, it has small creatures. Yeah. So, what is in Magic that kills small creatures? And the answer is a lot. So, it's not like one of these narrow things where you're like, oh, what can I possibly board in? And it's not just about what you can board in. It's the fact that if you are a slow deck, and obviously nothing's really slower than the blue-black control Diego's got, he's in a position where so many cards are just too slow.
Yeah.
So, in a way, he has these free slots sitting in the deck waiting to go in, because almost anything, I mean, just as a silly example, if you had Monastery Flock in your sideboard, 06 Flying Defender, that would clearly be better than lots of the cards in Diego's deck for this matchup right now. A 06 Defender would be great, right? And clearly Monastery Flock is not a great card, but it would be a perfectly acceptable, better than what's in his main deck against Daniel here.
And Diego, it looked like he took out all his Disdainful Strokes, all his Perilous Bolts, one of the Pearl Ancients because he needs to win the games somehow.
Sure.
And he also took out his discard spells, his Despise, Thoughtseize.
Sure.
He took them all out. And I saw the 4 Drowning Sorrows. I saw some good cards, some Negates.
Yep.
Negates is really good against the burn.
Yeah, Negate makes tons of sense.
So we are going to see if Diego can keep up.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's almost irrelevant whether he can keep up here, because either he's going to die, or he's going to face a game 3 where he's on the draw, and that's not great. That said, on the draw, he gets that extra draw step to find a Drown in Sorrow on turn 3, which is kind of step 1 to the survival for him. You often can sort of go in stages. It's easy enough to sort of get locked into, oh, I have to survive. But it's just, okay, let's see turn 1, turn 2, can I get to turn 3 and cast Drown in Sorrow? Because if I can, that's a good start. Okay, next thing, how much damage did he deal me by the time I'd cast Drown in Sorrow on turn 3? Or turn 4, maybe I had to wait until. And then you start going, right, so how much room do I have to work with? How much are my fetch lands going to cost me? Are they going to put me from 9 to 7 and then I'm going to die?
Or the burn factor.
That's right, the burn factor. And that's sort of step 2. and then you sort of look towards a second line on the battlefield for Daniel, and can you then wipe those out? So there's kind of a 4-step plan for Diego. Drown in Sorrow, step 1, wipe the board. Step 2, get to a reasonable not burn state. Step 3, stabilize the board part 2. Step 4, go about taking control of the game and winning the game. Step 4 will take a very long time, but he'll be very thrilled to get there. Personally, I don't think he's going to get there. I would play a blue control deck anytime I could. I'm not sure this is a time I can. So I think Daniel's a big favorite in this match. Yeah. But we'll see.
We have our 7 for both players, and Diego has 2 drowning sorrows in the hand. That's almost perfect.
Hooray!
So
yeah.
he has the step
that takes care of step 1 and step 3.
So
Foundry Street Denizen on the other side for Daniel. Second Temple, no rush for Diego. He knows what's coming. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether he gets greedy. Whether he'll just say, okay, here's my 2 for 1, away you go. Or whether he will hold back for turn 4 and hope that Daniel will put more things in play. Now, if I'm Daniel, I'm very tempted, if Diego passes here after a third land, I'm very tempted just to hit and pass with mana up. I don't think I want anything else on my board against a deck that has to be bringing in Drown in Sorrow. Now, yeah, okay, so there's the pass. So right now, I just attack. I don't play another creature. We'll see what Daniel does.
Daniel has a Monastery Sphere. That's a reasonable
Well, okay,
play.
Because that's fine, especially if he's about to trigger prowess, which he is.
Oh. I don't like this. This is just a little too greedy for...
Yeah, so now here's Hero's Downfall on the Swift Spear. So that was a 2 for 1. Daniel will get to attack in a moment with... so yeah, okay. So he gets the card back off the mantle, comes in. Diego then will get... It looks like a 3 for 1, but obviously it's a 2 for 1 because the card went back already to Daniel.
Wow. But Diego is going to establish a good control of the game because he has a Radiant Fountain now.
Yeah.
These lands, these life gain lands, like Radiant Fountain and the new cycle, the common cycle from Cans.
Sure.
They are helping really, really good, these 2-color strategies.
Yeah.
And overall, this blue-black control or the blue-white control that exists also because of Pearly Ancient.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you can actually build mana bases for decks now where you have the luxury of playing things like Radiant Fountain. Because if you think back to the kind of Esper control, there's just no way you could fit Radiant Fountain into a deck like that.
They struggle a lot to put like 2 mutables. To have
yeah, exactly.
Now Daniel has to rebuild because step 1 this is just a step 1 in the matchup, and for step 2 Daniel is really weak. That round is sort of really hurt.
Yeah. So I mean, now we're kind of looking really at Diego's life total in a sense of Daniel has mana open. We know that Lightning Strike, that's a 3. Stoke the Flames, that's 4. Yeah, just how far out of range is Diego getting here? He's up to 16. That's going to come back down. But right there, that interaction, 14 to 16 to 13, that was a 2-mana instant that dealt 1 damage for Daniel effectively. And that's why it's such a beating. We're going to see the set of Fire Dancer again, Fire Drinker.
And in Diego's hand, he also has another piece really good for this matchup, that is Jerubai Merc Lurker.
Yeah, so that's a card that's really come into play in the last couple of weeks, really, because we certainly didn't see a lot of it at the Pro Tour.
Yeah. There's a Radiant Fountain.
Oh, look at that. It's Broadcaster Mage.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
we were talking about this cycle, and these lands are really good for returning to the lands. The fact that they can have these lands are helping the mana base, and they help for later stability on the matchup. Looks like end of turn dig through time.
Yep. So red hot delve action coming your way from Diego, who has fallen to 10.
Yeah, dig through time, one of the biggest cards to make the scene at the Pro Tour. Many decks, it wasn't every deck that could fit it. Like from Jeskai through Jeskai Ascendancy combo, And these blue-black control decks, everyone was playing this card.
Yeah, it's something that we were talking about with the people in R&D, in fact, for the Inside R&D videos that we make for each set. And they were saying this idea of blue, rather than a simple mathematical card advantage, I pay this much mana, I spend a card, I am up one card. Like Divination, your classic, I am up one card for 3 mana. That's a straight equation. They're much more interested in these kind of cards that are, well, you're up a card, but how good is that card? And so card quality, as we see, Drown in Sorrow number 2. So I kind of feel like step 1 and step 3 has happened, but at 10 life, I don't necessarily... Okay, 12, that's better. I don't necessarily feel completely safe.
There's the Jeroboam.
Okay, yeah.
That's
So now I'm feeling pretty good.
yeah, Diego is now pretty safe, and he has the Jace's Ingenuity to restock later.
Yeah.
So he's in a really comfortable seat.
Yeah, how many cards does Daniel have? Is that 3?
I think 3.
Yeah.
Must be like 1 burn spell, one enchantment aura, and something else.
Yeah. This is looking like very much we'll be heading into a game 3.
Now it's up to Daniel how much he wants to play.
Well, it's not like he doesn't have the time.
He's conceding.
Okay,
Just
interesting.
Like that. I don't want to.
I'm not.
I don't
so
want to play this anymore.
I'm not sure what that achieves. Certainly, there's no problem in terms of the time. I don't know whether he had cards that he was worried about showing to Diego in that game. But if I'm the red player, I kind of feel that most of what I'm doing is probably known to my opponent. But I'd quite like, I mean, it would have taken quite a lot of turns before Daniel died there. And in the course of that, you might have had a set. Just here's an example. Let's just suppose that we know different. But let's just suppose that Diego had kept in his Perilous Vaults. Okay? So if he had kept those in and draws one in the next 7 turns, which is how long it's going to take him to actually kill off Daniel or more, he's probably going to play that Perilous Vault and leave it there as insurance, at which point you've learnt something for free as Daniel. So I'm not sure that I like the concession right there.
Information is key in Magic, and when all these little details make the difference in winning a match.
They certainly can do. You know, I mean, I think what a lot of players don't really get is that 90%, 95%, 99% of the time, the tiny things don't matter. Because you can be a lot better than me, but if I've got you at 3 and I have a lightning strike and I aim it correctly at your face, you die. That's not clever, that's just magic. But if you play enough, all those little edges win you games that most people don't win. And that's where the best players get to the top. Because everyone has the matches you can't win, the auto wins, the floods, the screws. That happens all the time. But little things like that. I think that was a very interesting decision.
He's probably putting Diego in like, okay, this plan is working perfectly, and he might have another plan. I didn't see how many cards Daniel put in this matchup, and I don't know if he has any card that can bring him the game.
So this is another interesting one here, in that Diego hadn't looked at his hand while Daniel was looking to see whether he wanted to mulligan. If the red player mulligans, the need for the blue-black control player to have a drown on turn 3 basically is lessened, because it is much less likely that Daniel is going to be able to go wide across the table with 3 quick creatures. But keeping 7, if I'm Diego, I really want that turn 3 drown. So we'll see how this plays out. Foundry Street Denizen on turn 1 from Daniel. Diego will run a temple out on his turn 1, just when he had nothing else to do. So that seems fine. Now we see a turn 2 play, and here comes Foundry Street Denizen. In we go.
And another post-combat Dragon Metal. He really likes that play.
Sure.
He maybe it's just like, okay, I have this, I can do it now because I won't get blown out now, so let's do it.
So now the next interesting choice is on Daniel's side of the board again, because assuming that Diego lays land number 2, which he does, Daniel is kind of at the point where another creature, or an attack now, and then another creature that says, do you have Drown in Sorrow? Is actually putting him super close to winning, because he's going to have enough burn to get the job done probably from that point. So let's see what he does.
He
just pump. He's going to try and ride these 2 to victory, minimize the use of the Drown in Sorrow. As end of turn, we see Island being fetched up from Evolving Wilds.
The poor man's fetch land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diego has the turn 3 Drown in Sorrow. I think he will use it.
Oh, I think he has to. I mean, the pump on Dragon Mantle. Like, Daniel has won this game as of right now. He can literally not even look at the cards he draws and just go, have a 1, pump, kill you. This is all about Diego Fernandes right now. So there is the Drown in Sorrow. And so that's step 1. But the 12 life points are a concern, because step 2 was let's be in a position where the burn isn't going to kill me. And I'm pretty concerned that with 4 mana available, we're going to see creatures in play and we're going to see burn spells. That's interesting, though. I might have been tempted to, if I'd got burn, to have pointed it straight away before Diego has the chance to maybe counter a burn spell. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
I think this plays like, I have a Fire Drinker Satyr, and Fire Drinker Satyr is really, really strong against control decks. So, and also, Fire Drinker Satyr, as being a 1 mana creature, can help casting Stoke the Flames anyways.
Yeah.
So it's a free card.
Yeah, so there it is. Stoke the Flames puts Diego Fernandes into single figures. This is not good at all. Diego in trouble.
Just silence the believers.
Yeah.
Well,
but at 8 points, he's so close to dead. Daniel, what have you got in hand?
Wow.
Yeah, strike you.
But
Fernandes down to 2. And now just 1 card in hand for Gaete. I think looked like it might have been a creature there.
He has a Yoruba Mark Lurker in hand, I think.
So let's see what Diego Fernandes can do. He is right against the wire here. Of course he has all the cards, because he hasn't had time to play them all yet.
Yeah, that's a Yoruba Mark Lurker. Diego can't win with a creature, with the Yoruba Mark Lurker there. But he draws a burn spell, and this game is over.
Yep.
So
if that card is indeed a creature, I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's a Monastery.
But I had a feeling it was that. So there's Yoruba Mark Lurker, and now this is the pivotal moment. Daniel Gaete, what have you drawn? His Monastery Swift Spear, and there's Lightning Strike. Is that enough?
And it looks like it is.
Shake the hand, and we are done. Classic magic here in round 7 of Grand Prix Santiago. Daniel Gaete, we saw step 1. Let's get my Drown in Sorrow on turn 3. Step 2, let's try and stabilize on the life. Couldn't do it. Lightning Strike, untap, Lightning Strike. There we go again. All right, the strikes did it.
Yeah.
Matthias, that was fantastic fun. Thank you so much for letting me come in and chat to everyone.
Thank you very much for coming. And now you're Rich Hagon.
I am Rich Hagon, it's true, at MTG Rich. Everyone at home, thanks so much. Chile's been fantastic. It's great to be here in South America at the GP.
Hey? Where you draft on Thursday?
I drafted up at not Planet. What's it
Portal
called?
Magic.
Portal Magic. That's right. And it was great because I got to be outside. We drafted at night outside the shop and sort of looking up to the mountains, which I guess for you guys that's kind of just normal because you're from here. But to sit and play Magic, just looking up at these mountains that's pretty special. Yeah, it was really great.
It's a very nice place. In summer overall, it's really good to be outside of the store.
Sure. Yeah, so it's been great fun. I'm going to go and have to do some more text coverage.
I know you have.
So much pleasure. Much love to everyone in South America. Thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of the GP.
No, thank you very much. I hope we can have you again during the rest of the weekend. We will love to.
We'll see. There's a lot of writing I have to do, but we'll see what we can do.
Thank you very much.
Anyway,
for coming.
Thanks so much. Real pleasure. Take care,
My
everyone.
pleasure.
Bye-bye.
So. Bueno, eso fue Rich Hagon. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado. Y aquí tenemos la lista de los jugadores que van con 18 puntos. Tenemos a Javier Luna todavía, Michael Parraga todavía también. Ahí Daniel Gaete, que acaban de verlo en pantalla, jugando monored. tratando de conseguir el 9-0 de Monorred nuevamente.
Sí. Hola gente, volví.
Volvió David.
Lamentablemente no soy Rich. Soy David.
Pero en un minuto Rich fue David.
Sí, en un minuto Rich fue David, sí. Eso me siento orgulloso de eso.
No, tremendo. Y ahora vamos a ver. Vamos a ver qué estamos. ¿Qué más? Javier Osorio sigue. Christian Stone también tratando de conseguir el 7-0.
Bueno, Monorred, lo hablamos al principio. Había un montón de Monorreds. Y se están metiendo arriba.
Por cantidad.
Sí.
O sea, primero por cantidad y segundo parece por calidad. Estamos viendo muy buenos partidos de los Monorred.
Vamos a ver si podemos tirar el otro Fitter Match de el que está cubierto por Wizards.
Wow, de verdad. Y sorprendentemente, gracias a Monorred. Es que es gracioso. Monorred nos ha tenido Fitter Match muy rápido. Y por otro lado, otra gente nos tiene con espera muy larga entre rondas.
Sí.
Es terrible.
Sí, es terrible. Nos hemos demorado mucho entre rondas porque, no sé, yo
anduve mirando.
Con los jugadores lentos.
A ver, yo anduve mirando un rato al final de la ronda y vi un matchup de Abzan, creo que era Abzan contra Mardu.
¿Ya?
Era un Abzan contra Mardu que tuvo como deck check más una Yachkan larga.
Yeah.
No, o fue como una Yachkan larga y más encima se fueron a tiempo.
Yeah, okay.
Entonces, tuvimos retraso, para los que no cacharon, tuvimos retraso de 18 minutos en la ronda.
En promedio, todas las rondas han tenido entre 15 a 20 minutos de demora entre rondas. Sí. O sea, del minuto que se acaba la ronda hasta que vuelven a tirar los pairings.
Sí.
Bueno, yo creo que es común en estos eventos grandes donde hay gente que llega jugando, no sé, algunos mazos control, mirror, qué sé yo, y se van alargando las partidas hasta más allá del tiempo reglamentario.
Sí, obvio. No, y aparte hemos visto, o sea, igual mucha gente se demora lento y... O sea, se demora y juega lento. Como que la gente se pone nerviosa en este lugar.
Sí, se pone nerviosa.
Sobre todo bajo
bueno, igual es un Grand Prix, o sea, es el torneo, uno de los torneos más importantes del año que tenemos a nivel continental, por lo tanto...
Y que nosotros estamos aquí trayéndole.
Sí. Estamos aquí de manera muy artesanal, tratando de darles el mejor producto posible, tratando de ponerle todo el hype y todo el esfuerzo para
de hecho creo que teníamos como Vice, así.
Sí.
Ahora, tenemos a la derecha de su pantalla, tenemos a Bruno Azor, de Brasil, y a Javier Vargas, uno de todos los Team Perú que han venido y que están arriba, de verdad están arriba.
Bueno, a mí lo que más me llama la atención de Team Perú es la vestimenta del equipo.
Sí.
Han venido todos vestidos
siempre
igual.
Vienen así.
Sí.
El año pasado también.
Bueno, me llama la atención porque vienen todos, son muchos, son alrededor de 9 a 10 personas y vienen todos vestidos iguales, es increíble.
Sí, tú sabes dónde está Team Perú, tú siempre lo sabes. Team Perú está donde estén estas chaquetas rojas. Porque no sé si deberíamos llamarlo las chaquetas rojas.
Las chaquetas rojas, no, llamémoslo como Team Perú. Ellos se reconocen como Team Perú. Aparte, si te fijas, la chaqueta es como la bandera, o sea,
claro,
rojo, blanco, rojo.
El kit es la bandera.
Sí, el kit es la bandera.
Muy bien diseñado.
Sí.
Vamos a averiguar rápidamente lo que están jugando. Nosotros... Ahora, esta es la mesa 5. Sí. Lo que tuvimos antes fue la mesa 2. Y estamos esperando a ver qué pasa. Ok, hora de mirar. Veo una Sulfur Falls, un Anger of the Gods. No logro definir lo que está. Y en cuanto a Bruno, tampoco. Vi un Murder's Cut y vi una mano que no quería.
Sí, creo que Javier puede que esté en Sky Wins, pero Bruno no sé. Brazilian Whip. No, es Temur contra Reanimator. Brazilian Whip me imagino que es de CDC Whip.
Me imagino.
Debe ser una de las tantas versiones de Reanimator.
No sé. No, de verdad, este era uno de los mazos que estábamos esperando ver en pantalla. No lo habíamos tenido. CDC Whip, esto es como Satyr Wayfinder, CDC Tyrant of the Broad, creo que es el nombre. Sí. Whip of Erebos, Hornet Queen, Ashen Rider. O sea, es un montón de acción.
Sí.
Mucha acción.
Bueno, este match es largo, vamos a tener bastante acción. por lo general el engage de whip es bastante, no es tan rápido y bueno, no sé que Temur salga con una mano demasiado explosiva, podemos tener bastante acción. Aparte que la mayoría de las cartas de CDC whip van al choque, o sea, a él no le interesa mandar las criaturas a morir hasta que estabilice la mesa con un whip o con una CDC, qué sé yo, con
creo que la carta...
una Hornet Queen, no sé.
Ah. Ya, no, al parecer me informa que este whip es Abzan.
¿Sí?
No es Sultai. Entonces esto es... esto es más parecido a lo que Brian Brown Durine estuvo experimentando al comienzo del estándar.
Ah, perfecto.
Onda, con Siege Rhino, ese tipo de cartas. Ahí hay un Siege Rhino.
Sí, no, es Abzan, sí.
Sí, esto es Abzan. Veamos qué tiene. Veo una mano de 4 tierras, Siege Rhino y por el otro lado tenemos Elfo.
Sí. Bueno, puede ser una partida explosiva por parte de Javier. Podemos colocar, si es que tuviera el gorila turno 3.
Wow, excelente draw para el turno 2. Tiene Commune with the Gods y Fire y Satyr Wayfinder. Aquí es mejor jugar Commune with the Gods o Satyr Wayfinder. ¿Qué piensas tú?
Yo creo que Satyr Wayfinder es como uno... Bueno, no sé, en realidad no sé cómo se juega este mazo. Yo solamente conozco el CDC Web. Me imagino que es un poco lo mismo. Pero aquí tenemos como una mezcla de ambos mazos.
Claro,
Conecta la tierra.
Contra la tierra. Y al parecer vamos a tener su cementerio por la parte baja de la pantalla.
Sí.
Así que estén atentos. Yo creo que, mi opinión es aquí, la carta clave, según yo, es Hornet Queen. ¿Qué tan rápido Bruno puede poner una Hornet Queen en la mesa?
Sí. Está Rattlecall en modo Morph.
Puede ser un Ashcloud Phoenix también.
No, es un Battlecall.
Ah, ¿tú estás seguro?
Sí.
¿Tú lo viste? Ok, gracias. Ahí estamos, Satyr Wayfinder, uno de los enablers de este mazo.
Sí.
Definitivamente una de las mejores cartas que tiene este mazo, porque
Sí,
Chambloquea,
es el más de cualquier reanimator. O sea,
Chambloquea, te encuentra los land drops, asegura todo.
Sí.
De verdad, muy bueno. Ahora, Bruno decide hacer la Skyland antes de su Commune with the Gods. No sé, quizá quería asegurar la carta. Vamos a ver qué es. Aquí está, Commune with the Gods. Y al parecer todas sus... ¡Wow! Eso es una Soul of Teros.
Sí, está bastante... Bueno, este es un mazo que no habíamos visto. Yo
No,
tampoco
esto es algo novedoso.
Esto es algo nuevo, completamente nuevo.
Soul of Teros. Qué interesante la carta.
Sí.
No sé. Soul of Teros. Entonces estamos esperando aquí. Vamos a ver si sale Soul of Teros en pantalla por mientras. Y ahora tenemos una Rattleclaw Mystic. Y esto le va a permitir que Javier llegue hasta 5 maná.
Sí.
Así que tendremos un poco de Stormred Dragon Action. O eso es una carta, una Prognostic Fix.
Con Prognostic Fix. Bueno,
Wow.
tenemos mazos entonces, o sea, estos mazos no son...
Esto no es Kibler, no es Kibler Temur.
Esto es Peruvian Temur contra Brazilian Whip. Es algo...
Ya, esto es un duelo.
Sí, esto es bastante local, esto es un duelo...
Esto es innovación.
Mira,
Esto es lo que
sí,
me gusta del GP.
Es innovación en su máximo esplendor, porque ambos van 6-0, por lo tanto no es de suerte, ya no...
O sea, ahí está son los feroz. Que me llama mucho la atención que esté esta carta en el mazo. Probablemente, o sea, una de las cosas buenas es que puedes tener el efecto, y el efecto es realmente invencible. Esta carta es límite de ganada sola.
Sí, no, esta carta era la bomba del límite.
Entonces, entonces quizás sea para darle value a todas estas pequeñas criaturas que tiene el mazo. Y ahora Bruno va a imponer respeto con su Siege Rhino.
Sí, bueno.
Aparte, es una 6-6 vigilancia, por Dios, es tremenda. Y contra Temur Monsters, Temur no tiene una forma real de lidiar con esta carta, ni con sus efectos. Entonces, vamos a ver qué impacto logra en la mesa. La mano de Bruno es excelente. La siguiente tiene un Siege Rhino, un Murder Scud y las son los ceros que vimos.
Sí, o sea, acá, bueno, Javier, considerando que a lo mejor Prognostic Fix es como más la versión control de Temur, quizás juegue algún counter. Y aquí hay que ser súper cuidadoso con qué es lo que vas a contrarrestar con lo que juegue Bruno. O sea, aquí básicamente el counter tiene nombre y apellido y es Whip of Erebos. No hay otra
definitivamente. Whip of Erebos es la carta que hace este mazo. Es la principal forma de reanimar. Y de verdad es Whip or Bust.
Sí.
Y si Whip resuelve, no tiene forma de ganar.
No, no
este
tiene
game.
forma de ganar.
Al parecer, Javier, o sea, Javier debe tener counters porque tiene acceso a Temur Charm. Temur Charm es definitivamente la carta más útil para este tipo de mazos. Pero
Sí,
no sé cuánto aporte. Es que igual me choca un poco ver Prognostic Sphinx, porque por ejemplo si eso hubiera sido un Stormbreath Dragon, esto estaría en mucha mejor posición.
Sí, o sea, yo todavía no veo, no nos hacemos con las listas de este mazo, pero me imagino, porque si juega Pronostics, es porque está jugando una versión full control. Pero también veo en la mano de Javier cartas que son más agro, por ejemplo, está jugando Corrida ahora.
Savage Knuckleblade.
Sí.
No lo hemos visto en pantalla esta semana.
Sí, esto
Vimos Temur, pero no vimos a Savage Knuckleblade en acción. Entonces, estamos intrigados. ¿Por qué?
Sí.
O sea, si Javier gana, lo tenemos que traer.
Sí.
Necesitamos a cualquiera de los dos. Al que gane lo vamos a traer. Que estamos interesados. Vamos a ver si nuestra producción nos puede facilitar al ganador de este match. Y ahora, Bruno tiene una muy buena secuencia de jugadas. Le puede bajar Siege Rhino y tener maná disponible para jugar Murderous Cat.
Sí.
Murderous Cat muy bueno en esta estrategia de cementerio. Definitivamente. Es mejor que una espada de guadaña en este instante.
Sí, bueno, Bruno ya está, o sea, Javier está ya entrando en la zona roja. Uno en realidad no se da cuenta cuando uno baja Rhino tras Rhino y te va pegando, te va conectando, más encima de la habilidad de arrollar, te va quitando las vías, te va bajando, y ya vemos que Javier se encuentra en 11 vías.
El siguiente Rhino lo va a dejar en
Sí,
8.
el segundo Rhino lo va a poner ya en una situación bastante incómoda, bastante a la defensiva. Ahí va el segundo.
Ahí está, Siege Rhino. Y creo que eso es un Disdainful Stroke.
Sí.
Esto definitivamente es una versión más control.
Sí.
O quizás el plan de Cyborg de Javier.
Sí, puede ser también.
Un plan de
Pero es lo
Cyborg.
que te decía yo, o sea, Prosnotic Sphinx a lo mejor va en una versión mucho más control de Temur.
Y ahora él
con
está
más
aprovechando,
counter, no sé.
ahora está aprovechando el espacio para matar el Savage Knuckleblade.
Sí.
O sea, él tiene la ventaja en poder, la va a mantener a cualquier costa. Y ahora estamos viendo qué va a hacer Javier, porque no está en una mala posición, pero no está bien tampoco.
No. O sea, esa Prosnotic Sphinx debiese no atacar más. A no ser que no quiera ocuparla para bloquear, sino que solamente para hacer Sky infinito.
Sí, y va a ser unos detalles. Oh, pero estamos teniendo dificultades.
Sí. Vamos a conectar de nuevo la cámara.
Oh, espero no hayan pasado a llevar cable.
Sí, bueno,
Ahí estamos de vuelta.
Sí.
Mientras tanto,
Mientras arreglan el problema técnico.
estaba súper entretenido.
Sí,
ese
estaba
match.
súper entretenida, aparte que estaba súper poco común las listas.
Espero que nuestro público haya disfrutado a Rich Hagon.
Sí, bueno.
Yo estaba demasiado
él es
feliz.
un clase mundial. Él se dedica a esto, por lo tanto.
Él me acaba de dar una cátedra total de cómo hacer esto. Es impresionante.
Sí, no.
Me dijo, de la nada me mostró todos los noob que soy. Pero hay que mejorar.
Sí, no. Obviamente hay que mejorar, siempre se puede mejorar, pero la idea es partir por algo, partir por esto. Sí.
No, de verdad, hemos estado bien, pero ahora tenemos... Vamos a ver qué hacemos y por
Sí,
último...
vamos a ver qué podemos hacer para recuperar la imagen. Estaba bastante interesante, bueno, como le decía a Matías, estábamos viendo mazos que no teníamos en el radar. Es bastante extraña la configuración de Temur del amigo peruano, porque se ve mucho más control. Esa esfinge en realidad no me la esperaba.
Yo creo que es su plan de Cyborg, más que nada.
Pero esfinge de Cyborg no. Yo creo que no.
Debe estar para otro matchup y ahí estamos de vuelta. Y al parecer ha pasado otro Murderous Cat. Y creo que Bruno debe estar en mucho, el total de vida, Bruno debe estar en mucho, o sea, Javier debe estar en muchas menos vidas. Estamos esperando a ver qué ocurre. Siege Rhino y Satyr Wayfinder atacan. Creo que tendremos un trade.
Bueno, esa es la ventaja del Sig Wayfinder, que bueno, igual ataca, pega.
Sí.
O sea,
Y hace muy buen combo con la carta que va a entrar ahora a la mesa. Ahí diciendo que ese Satyr Wayfinder tiene que haber muerto. Y yo creo que si eres Bruno, slam it. Queremos ver solo los ceros. Queremos ver solo los ceros. Y ahí está, solo los ceros. Va a tomar un punto de daño para eso. Y ahora tenemos un reader. We got a reader over here. Ya. Entonces, para los que la vimos en pantalla, 6-6 por 6 vigilancia. Por 6, todas tus criaturas ganan +2/+2 y lifelink.
Sí.
Y creo que First Strike también, no estoy seguro. Ahí
no,
está.
Es solamente vigilancia.
Sí. Por 6, tu criatura gana +2/+2, First Strike y lifelink hasta el final del turno.
Okay.
Y por 6, exíliala desde tu cementerio, mismo efecto. Definitivamente gigante. Y ahora Javier dice, ¿cómo voy a lidiar con esto? ¿Qué tan muerto estoy? Porque esa habilidad con Siege Rhino,
sí, no, es
cero chiste. Se acabó la fiesta en este instante.
Yo creo que todavía Javier no se convence de la habilidad.
O sea, yo estoy diciendo...
Dice, debe decir, ok, me la puedo sacar con algún removal, qué sé yo, pero el efecto persiste, o sea, en el cementerio
te la van a hacer
igual.
Y una de las cosas de Soul of Zeros es que aparte de permitir que el Rhino pase por encima de ese finge, es que él debe estar pensando, pero yo no preparé esta carta, yo no me preparé contra Soul of Zeros. Sí. Entonces, ahora tenemos que ver cómo Javier se enfrenta a lo desconocido. Yo creo que Bruno cuando vio esa Prognostic Sphinx estaba demasiado feliz. Sí. Si eso era un Stormred Dragon, esto hubiera estado mucho más peleado.
Sí, obviamente.
Pero no. Veamos qué tiene Javier. Creo que tiene una segunda esfinge.
Sí, segunda esfinge. Y eso va a entrar a bloquear. O sea, está en modo champ blocking.
O sea, su plan es bloquear la Soul of Zeros este turno. Siguiente turno bloquea.
O sea, ni siquiera porque... O sea,
se va a hinchar a sí misma.
Se va a hinchar a sí misma, claro. Y la otra rolla, o sea... Va a tener que
no tiene buenos bloqueos.
Sí,
no tiene buenos bloqueos.
Y Bruno se va a disparar en vidas. Y esto se va a hacer muy cuesta arriba para Javier.
Javier tiene muy pocas chances. Este juego está cerca de terminar. Está demasiado cerca de terminar.
Entonces vamos a intentar tener a Bruno acá en el boot. No, que termine la ronda.
Tenemos que tener a alguno de estos.
Bueno, esto es lo que le decíamos un poco al principio respecto al brewing que se hace acá en Sudamérica. Siempre hay algún mazo que se mete en los mejores lugares donde no se ha visto en ningún lado. De hecho, el año pasado ganó nada más con un Rakdos que nadie tenía en mente, que no estaba mapeado, ni siquiera en mall. Intentaron algunos pros, hicieron como unas pruebas.
Yo recuerdo ver a Sam Black jugando el mazo. Sí. Y fue uno de los videos más graciosos que he visto en mucho tiempo. Sí. Onda, yo entendí por qué él jugaba Zaza en todos sus mazos. De verdad que van a ir a robar tierra. Sí. Y después decía, no, este mazo es terrible, por favor no lo jueguen. Y aquí Javier, definitivamente contra la pared, va a intentar el doble bloqueo. Sí. Se va a comer la habilidad. Y Javier, definitivamente ya no le queda nada.
Se va a quedar en una vida y con la amenaza del Siege Rhino que arrolla.
Y con 2 Painlands.
Sí, no, es bastante arriesgado.
De verdad, tremendo. Entonces ahora Javier va a robar. Va a ver qué tan muerto está. Yo creo que mucho.
Sí, no, ya. Yo creo que Javier en este minuto está... No sé qué sweeper lo puede ayudar en este minuto.
Onda, la única carta que le podría ayudar es como Ether Spouts. Y el Siege Rhino lo mata igual.
Claro, o sea, no, ni siquiera... Lo dio un turno.
Y no puede hacer nada. Sí. Bruno, Azor. Tremendo.
Sí, vamos a tratar de tener a Bruno acá en el boot. para que nos explique un poco de qué se trata, a quién se le ocurrió esta lista. Si es un invento de él o quizás viene con algún equipo, vieron esta lista en algún lado, la tunearon y decidieron jugarla acá en Santiago.
Y quiero saber qué onda esas solo esferas, me llama mucho la atención.
Bueno, aquí vimos recién el poder de la carta, o sea, no creo que le haya puesto...
Esa es como una carta level 4.
Sí.
Tú llegáis ahí después de mucho pensamiento. Entonces vamos... No, tremendo todo.
Sí, ojalá podamos tener a Bruno. Bueno, acaba de terminar la ronda.
Acaba
de terminar el tiempo de la ronda. Nosotros tenemos 5 minutos más porque la gente que está en el streaming tiene unos minutos más de ronda.
Voy a ir a tratar de ver si podemos pillar a Bruno.
Sí. Bueno, un poco lo que hablamos al principio de la transmisión. Siempre en Sudamérica, en general los torneos acá en Chile, en Argentina, en Sao Paulo, o sea, en Brasil, perdón, tenemos esto que son un poco más sostuneados para el meta local, donde vemos cartas que comúnmente nosotros no estamos acostumbrados a ver en los Pro Tours o en los Grand Prix de otros lados, comúnmente de Estados Unidos o en Europa. Por lo tanto, es difícil hacerse camino hacia un día 2 o un top 8 cuando tienes muchos mazos que no estás seguro que estás jugando, o le ves la mano, tiras un top 6, no sabes en qué colocarlo, no sabes si es Easy Whip, si es Abzan, si realmente hay una combinación entre los dos. Por lo mismo a los pros que vienen acá a Sudamérica a jugar no les va tan bien. Porque no saben interactuar, ellos están acostumbrados a un meta más establecido.
How's your English? You speak Spanish or English? I prefer English. Okay. Habla de español.
Aquí viene Bruno, los dejo con Matías.
Hola, estoy de vuelta y tenemos a Bruno Azor, a quien acaban de ver ganar. La entrevista va a ser en inglés porque Bruno no habla muy bien español, así que...
Pero puedo intentar. Si
No,
quieres.
let's try with English and I will translate to them.
Yeah.
So, Bruno, first of all, congratulations for winning, and I think this is your first ever day 2.
Yeah.
So, congratulations for that. Also, your deck is very amazing. The deck you have, your deck's really amazing. We saw it now, and we were really surprised because this is not the Silesia whip we were expecting. This is Abzan Reanimator, and it's really strong. How did you come to this?
It's not my idea. I would try Mardu for a long time, but when we came here to Chile, our friends showed me this list, and Eduardo Vieira, que é pro player de Magic Online, show me that list.
Ya, él está diciendo que él estuvo intentando jugar Mardu mucho tiempo y llegó acá y un pro player de Magic Online le mostró la lista, le gustó y la está usando y aquí vemos su resultado. So, also, we felt really surprised when we saw the Soul of Theros in the deck. What is that for? How did you arrive to Soul of Theros in the Reanimator deck?
They were testing, and with Hornet Queen and the other creatures that are so good, +2/+2 and first strike and life link and first strike with death touch, and it's very good against many things.
Yeah, it's just because you play it because it closes the game. If there was any chance of a comeback, Soul of Theros crushes that.
Yes. Even in the grave, it becomes very powerful.
It's value. Entonces, lo que está diciendo es que cuando lo estaba testeando con Hornet Queen y los otros monos pequeños que tiene el mazo, Soul of Theros hacía una gran ventaja. Y yo le digo que Soul of Theros cierra las puertas, acaba con todas las chances de los jugadores para tratar de remontar, porque el lifelink, el First Strike y el Death Touch en las avispas, mucho poder.
And even If so, it's a remotion, a remove spell. I can use from the grave.
Claro, y que la gracia, el poder de Soul of Teros es que en el campo tienes la habilidad y si gastan un removal, tienes al menos la habilidad de nuevo.
Listo.
Muy poderoso. So now you're trying to get the 9-0.
Yeah.
And now you're here. You need another goal now.
Sí.
No,
Thanks.
thank you very much.
Good work.
Best of luck. Take
Thanks.
care. See you in the next rounds.
Sí. Gracias.
And we'll see you tomorrow. So thank you very much. So, entonces ese era Bruno Azor. Bruno Azor. Muy buen.
Gracias. Sorry for not speaking so well.
Vamos a ir a una pausa y ya volvemos